Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. On Mondays, I'm not doing videos right now because I've taken a break from Christmas. And I didn't want to do anything else on Monday because that is strict. I want to keep that for what it's for. Oh, sorry, trying to get in my chair, wrap my blanket. It's really cold down in my little basement where I live. Oh, sometimes it gets cold down here. My inks are out and I should have put them all away before I started the video. So this week, not only in here but in my group Journal Craft and Chat, we're going to be doing clusters. And I'm going to do different types of clusters, things like that. That goes, oops, I threw that a little hard. So I did, I did a bit of sorting last night. It took me about 2-3 hours. I had scraps everywhere, and I think I still have some scraps I got to go through. Same with projects that are not done. I think this month, and probably we're going to work on projects and finish up things. And before I do start some new things because I got to put things in my store. But so this week is clusters. I don't know how many videos I'm going to do. I'm just going to play it day by day because I'm going to yawn because that's what happens when I first turn on the video. I have to yawn. So I kind of started last week with this because I did stamped images. This is only half of what I stamped, right? This is just some I haven't used yet or put away. So I ended up with this basket. I'm just going to show you. I organize my clusters and I pre-make clusters. Plus I do clusters for my business. So clusters, and I love clusters. So last week we started with clusters using stamped images. So that's what this is, and they were kept separate because I am going to do I like using a cluster on a tag. So I kind of showed that as well, but with a stamped image. So those are ones I did. That shouldn't be, oh yeah, that's a stamped image, sorry. I forgot that I have that stamp. So that's what this basket is. And normally it would go into its other baskets, but for now I got to finish a little more up on that thing. And I was showing how you can use stamped images in different ways in your projects. Plus I use some in my books. So that basket is kind of being kept a little separate. So always these are close by because when I get stumped, clusters is what I go to. I keep clusters in several ways. Most of the time I don't finish them unless if I'm going to sell them or if I'm using them in a journal and I'm low on bases. This is the container with bases with lace and material, and can be some paper as well. I do both, and sometimes it's just lace. And I like to do all kinds of little sizes. So I have that basket. Then I have, this is bases. Some of them you'll see that I've started but hadn't finished yet, is paper ones. So that's that. And then I have what I call fabric clusters or lace clusters. Mainly I use a lot of lace. And these are completed projects. So they're in here, and as again, you can see I do them in different sizes and everything like that. We're going to do some of those as well. We're going to be working all different styles. And then I have ones, this one is kind of a tough one. I haven't put it either place. I love how it turned out. It is paper and lace mixed in. So I've got lace here, I've got some tulle here, and the rest of it is paper and amongst all of it. So I'm doing that, and then these are just different types of clusters I've made. Some with homemade buttons on it, some just digitals. A lot of these are my earlier ones, so they're glued, whereas now I staple more and glue. So those are just some of my clusters. So what we're going to start off with today, I'm going to put these aside. I have to put them back in their spot, or that. I'm going to keep this basket close by. So Then what I did last night is, I'm trying to find a safe place to put my baskets that they won't tip. I had a box, and the box that I have this in now is not going to stay that because it's a lid from my Christmas ribbon, but I needed it temporarily. The box I was using, my cat has claimed for a bed, and I've now put a blanket in it. So, and I still have to deal with this. I need more boxes, and I'm running out of room. So I try to divide my scraps up. This is cardstock and some fiber papers, which fiber papers should be in there. But this is the cardstock, little pieces, and I keep like little wee pieces because I love using those a lot in my fabric things. So this has kind of got like digital, but it's got writing. I haven't yawned in 2 hours, and then this video came on and I can't stop yawning. Oh, that's my, I know what that is. So like it might have writing on it. It might be part of, it might be script. It's all that type of stuff. Some are from, some might have both on it, like little things like that. So it's different types of that type of scraps. And this one, I didn't know where to put it. Because it technically is here. It should be technically there. But as you can see, and then this is just my plain beige. There's a few white because they're like, they come out of an art book. This is, it's more book page than music, but it's book page and music. These are larger scraps that I found, some larger book pages. I just stuck them here. They're not staying there. They're going to go into something else because these big pieces cover tags. But I just, last night I got till 1 in the morning and I was tired. This is my like plain but colors, and I have to, when I get it, the proper size box, they'll end up in here. And I do that because I find it easier than doing a big box, and I want to get this down a bit, especially this one. And this, again, I haven't even, this is all lined scraps. That shouldn't even be in there. So I think I threw that in there because I didn't know where to put it at the time, because I still don't know where to put it. Because it'll, oh, I know, I have to find my bee journal stuff. And so that's the lined, different lined. And I don't have as much as I normally have. I like to have graphed, and that's the biggest thing. I should have printed some graph paper, tore it up, because I love the look of the graph paper in, oh, sorry guys, my hands are so bad right now. And I shouldn't scratch because it makes it worse. So today, as I said, I like, so you'll need, if you want to turn off the, pause the camera, go get your scraps, grab your glue, maybe a scissors. I have 2 different types of glue. This one I won't use as much today because I'm not doing fabric. I'll use mainly the glue stick and my stapler. Those will be my main 2 things I use. I forgot to grab some paper clips because I do use a lot of paper clips sometimes. Especially when I'm thinking and not, I haven't found the right piece to finish it off. And your scraps, and that should be, and then I have a few embellishments here, not a lot, because I think we're going to put we might put them all together, fabric and and then we'll have a day of embellishing them. So right now we're going to create bases, and I always have lots of bases on hand. I'm low right now. Because sometimes I don't know what journal they're going in, and I get like this where I'm overwhelmed. So I'll make a bunch of bases and I have them ready. And so let's say I'm looking for something for one journal. I'll look through my bases, see what I have in colors and things like that. That's how I work. It's just easy for me that way. Okay. I'm just moving that back out of the way. So right now I won't need this as much because I sometimes I do. So you might want to grab a dot. I need to get a new one out, and an ink, which I do have close by because I was stamping like crazy. So those are the things. we're going to use. So let's get started. Sometimes it takes me a bit to get in a groove, and sometimes clusters come easy, sometimes they don't. That's why I keep paper clips. And if you guys don't mind, I'm going to slide and grab some paper clips. I also had so many scraps that were really, really old, I didn't keep. I only have small ones. I prefer my big ones. I have to use small ones for right now because I don't know where I put my big ones. I took the bag out because I was using them so much. I'll tell you how much I love making clusters. I'm not sure. Oh, down it went. Look. Oh, sorry guys, something fell, and it fell far away. Fell far away. And I have another set somewhere, but I don't know where I put them. This is an order that somebody ordered. So I do custom make clusters as well, and I have a red one. I did one just recently, and it's for sale in my group. And do you think I know where I put that baby right now? Of course not. Oh yes, here. They turned out so beautiful. These are mostly, on this side it's mainly lace and flowers. I just put that one up there with homemade buttons and that. And then these ones are done with paper and lace and that. This has more paper in it. This has more lace layered. So I have that one for sale in my group. And it's Rosalina cluster bundle. So I love doing them. I love clusters. I would say clusters is probably one of my favorite things to make. So, and I use them in many different ways, and we're all gonna get into. We're gonna make bases. We're gonna some we're going to embellish. Then I'm going to show you different ways you can use different clusters. So it's an ongoing thing that we're going to work on. So let me just get some paper out. Sometimes what I do is sometimes I'll just grab and throw some paper, and I usually start with just the plain and then go from there. I do both tear and cut depending on how I'm working on it. And if you watch this video to the end, tomorrow's cluster, there's something about that at the end. It's worth watching to the end. So sometimes, like this, I don't know why I have this in a cardstock. Most of mine, I'm bad. So I no longer glue as much as I used to. One reason why I'm going to show you really quickly. I like a staple. I'll show you glue versus, here is glued, here is stapled. I think it kind of doesn't look as flat, and I just like that. Now that, again, that is everybody's choice. Some people like your style. It just all depends. I just find this elevates it a little bit more than the flat. I don't know why. Now I didn't throw these away because I have been taking them and revamping them a bit. So basically, so I like both. And that's why I didn't throw these out. I kept them because I'm going to try to see what I can do with them. Okay. Now, some don't look as bad when they're glued. Well, this is only started. I only got that far. Do I have one? Right? So, it all depends on what you like. So, I'm even going to pull a couple of these out to see what we can do with them as well. Like, I'm going to do this one right away. So, I'm just adding one paper. If I could peel this off, I would, but I don't think I can. Oh, maybe. Sometimes I can get it. Working in retail for years, learning to peel tickets off with glue, I became pretty good at peeling things off. And I'm not worried if I lose a little, if it's a little different in the back, because this is the base, unless it puts a hole in it. Okay, I did that pretty good. Now I'm not worried that that back there, oh, I can even do that. I'm not going to see that under that music paper underneath. Let's pull it up a bit. That's one of my biggest things is I like a little bit of all the paper to seen for some reason. That's a really terrible color on my ink thing right now. So let's do this. Why is that coming out so orangey? Probably because I just need a new one. Now, and then this is so dark. I don't know why. That's maybe I just I'm going to be tearing the bottom, so I don't know why I'm worrying about inking the bottom. Okay. Now I got to re-ink that. There we go. And just, this is why I like a staple. And because I'm going to embellish, not always you'll see my staples in the cluster. So, and somebody once said, oh, aren't you concerned about the bulk of it? Really and truly, it doesn't really add that much more bulk to it. I mean, not at all. So you'll see that there is a staple, but I didn't put this, I put the image over. So it's stapled in behind, and then the image is glued on. So you don't see the actual staple at all. On the back you do, but you don't anywhere else. And I just find it quicker and easier to do it with a staple. Now, for instance here, I don't like how much it sticks up there. So sometimes, because it's got a little bit of curl, I'll just do this and put a little glue just so it doesn't curl up. So I like to do that. All right, there we go. Now, here's the thing. I am still, even though I have other ones in here, I'm still putting them all together because I don't need another container with something separate, which is not right now. And I'm going to use this piece up too. Nothing ever. This piece I might save because this is a good one. When I'm doing, say, lace, I like a hard cardstock to the back. So one, depending on the size, so that's why I keep some of these little ones when I'm using it, because I want the lace to be the main thing you see. And that way it's easier to glue in place. And I'll show you that more when we work with lace. Oh, a piece of my hair. I lose my hair like crazy. So sometimes, but this is also a great size for a smaller cluster. Now let's see what we can put together that we might have. I like that, but and one of the things I'm learning, one of the things I'm trying to work on is angles of paper. We like learning, I'll show you. A lot of mine I do like this, where randomly I move them all around. The other day I started trying to do this, where I take and I kind of, like I usually think they all have to go a certain way. So that's not even the best example. Let me see if I have one in here. I may not, because I think I used it the other day. I thought I did, but it's sometimes easier to show, and maybe I'll just have to make one to show you because I think I used it. Oh, that base shouldn't be in there. See, even sometimes they creep in the wrong spot. So, no, I used it. Oh, nope, here. Nope, that was the one I showed. Okay. Forget that. This will be a perfect example to use on that. So sometimes I'll have 3 or 4 pieces of paper going, and as I pull out paper, I'll kind of play with what I have. And I think I want for a nice long one though. And sometimes I'm thinking ahead, oh, but that's a nice long one, so I don't really want to use it. This one probably would look good. It's a little fat. Now I could have laid it all out and just stapled them together, but I always such a person that likes to show that, you know, it takes work sometimes. It's nice. Yes, I get more done if I did what I said. I'm just trying to show you of angling the papers different way instead of what I normally do. I've been working on this, and I want to ink this one up. Some of these, when I staple, when you glue them all down, then you have to ink now. Like technically I don't have to ink now, but I think just to show the finished. I want one more piece in here. Maybe like this. Or maybe. So I'm just trying to make it a square cluster and change the angles of the papers to this, and not overthink it too much. See how much easier it is to staple it? It just makes it easier. Now that's a nice simple base. Okay? We'll just put it in its thing. Let's go with something like this. This is a really old page. Even the feel of it. Sometimes I like to keep these for doing tags because of the vintage age of them. Just want to pull out let's see what we have in a. This is old music paper, so it's brittle. So I find the best thing to use some of this old stuff in is clusters. It just, and you know, create different sizes, because also what this is good for is it is great. I want it this way, I think. It is great for, and you don't have to have this square. If this bothers you square, tear it. Tear it if it bothers you that it's too square. Sometimes it doesn't bother me so much. It just doesn't bother me so much. Now, don't forget, stay tuned to the end of the video. I know my videos are long, but it'll be worth it. And please, 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 please like and just comment below. Even if it's a quick comment with just a little heart. Just helps me with the algorithm. And you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're trying to grow my channel. I was hoping by February 3rd, which is my birthday, to hit 1,000 subscribers. Don't think that's possible unless something really crazy happens. But it would be an amazing birthday present. There's not going to be much celebration for my birthday this year. But that's okay. I'm not feeling it much this year, my birthday. Not feeling it. And I'm almost, want to take a little of that off. I want that jagged edge. I do want that jagged edge. Okay. Now something else. What else do I want to go with? That might look good. I'm very much sometimes I think I overthink the shades of paper as well. I will admit to that. Now you can do 3 layers, you can do 4 layers. That is your choice. I have a habit sometimes of not doing as many layers because I like sometimes like a little piece of everything showing, the different paper. So I find if I get too many layers, then it's hard. And we're going to do different styles. Like I know when they put the big page and that's glue, but I could still staple on that because I'm fortunate, and we're going to try that style because I have a stapler that has the swing, so I can change the angle of the paper. I purposely looked for that stapler. I got it on Amazon, and I didn't pay very much for it. I want to say it was probably, I think it was around $12 to $15, somewhere in there. Maybe, and I feel like that I'm even saying that is a little high. But only thing I really want to get is a little baby one with smaller staples, especially for when I'm making really tiny clusters. Here is always where I hinder because I love vintage music paper so much. Sometimes I don't want to cover it. And then I'm thinking I'm going to go like this. I'm trying that new style, and I am going to keep this one straight for some reason. I'm trying more of that, trying to keep my paper somewhat still organized. And just imagine if you just take, like in my junk journal, this craft and chat, this is a challenge this week. And you're welcome to come join. I'll put the Facebook group link to the bottom. Here I go playing again, because that's just the way I am. I'm rethinking the way I want it, because now I made it too wide. So now we just do that. And I made this one more square. Now, 2 things. If I decided, sometimes I remove staples because that's another thing about staples. Like the other day I was doing something and I wanted to add some lace to it. So I just pulled out the staple. But also if I wanted to turn this into a tuck spot, to make it a better tuck spot, that's when your little scraps of cardstock would come in handy, because by putting that back there, I can make it more sturdy. I don't care if it's not seen, but if I want to glue just a section of it over, then, but I could still show it. And then, especially if where you're going to tuck the thing, it just gives it a little bit more durability. And I think I'm going to add that because some reason now that I tucked that little corner out, I really like it. And why I find is because when you're sliding things in and out, you do want a little bit more sturdiness to it, especially if it's a tuck spot. So I kind of like that. So I'm going to add that in there. And this way, if I glue it down, right, it's just the way I think. And I'm going to staple and done. So that works. Sometimes I never used to lay this, like have something, I used to think it had to stay like this, right? But what's nice sometimes when you tuck this out, when you're adding your images, it's a good place where you could put a word or another ticket, and have your main thing. So I've been breaking out of that mold per se. So there we go. We got another one done. I'm just going to kind of keep track. That's 3. Should have brought a pencil. And we're going to take, that's too nice of a scrap. Let's just use this because it's double. So I'm just going to tick so I know. Right now I'm at 3. So, because I throw them in the box. So just to see how many we can get done. Now let's go bigger. Let's go bigger. Because all sizes are nice, especially if you're going to use it as a tuck spot. It's really nice. Put the scissors away up in there, because then it's less things on my desk. So how has everybody been? I had a quiet weekend. I was grouchy last week. I had a really grouchy week. Not grouchy, like, I don't know. It's hard to describe. It might be part of menopause. It might be part of getting older. I don't know. But, well, I've always been a little more. I work hard at not being, excuse my language, bitchy. I don't know any other word to best describe it. I try my best. Let's see if we can pull out maybe some color. I have a habit of making them pretty neutral. So let's add some color into there. I try to get keep my desk cleaned up of the little scraps. It took a while to get this desk clean. I still got lots to do. I'm kind of, I did some bundles up, surprise envelopes, and I'm going to be doing some more of that with projects. Like I have I think 3 boxes of either projects not completed that I started, I might do a surprise envelope of, I might do a mixture of both done and not done and throw some extra things in there. I think I'm going to go back to a little slant. That's just me right now. Then always you want to decide this could be more square. This one's slanted. No, that's, for some reason I want a little bit more book page showing on this one. We could go that way, slant it like that. That works for me. Like I said, not every, and see I dropped water on that. That was most likely Pika. They drink from a glass on my desk. They're both actually asleep, which is surprising. Normally Boo Boo's in the box beside me. Andre came downstairs and laughed because she's like, she's never that far from you. So they must have got, it's cold down here today, so I'm not surprised they're up upstairs on the couch, curled up, and we have lots of blankets upstairs on the couch, and even on my couch. I think there's 3 blankets. I'm a blanket person, and I turned Jacob into a blanket person. And soft, cozy blankets. I literally have this that sits on the back of my chair, and I'm literally wrapped in it. And then when Boo Boo comes at night, sometimes she likes me put it on the desk, and she curls up on the desk in the blanket. So even my cats like cozy blankets, because I'm actually chilled today. It's wrapped around my legs. That's why I put it down. And because I find, I don't know, if I put it over my legs, drape it over my legs, some reason my back gets really cold. Now I had that so nicely. Now this is a beautiful one. And guys, I know I said I wasn't going to add lace, but for some reason, this one scrap of lace I have sitting on my desk, I just feel like it's the perfect piece of lace for this one. And we're not supposed to do lace but this one just seems to suit some lace. But if I do that, see, I tell you, I'm all about letting everything kind of be seen and peeking out. But you don't really see that back one much. So let's angle it a little bit. I don't know, I just think the lace really suits that one, but I think I need, so we're not going to worry about it's just the paper for some reason, because of the lace. This paper's got like a lace in the background that I think it just suits it so well. And where it might actually suit it is on the top of it. You know what? This is what, when I told you about paper clipping, this is what will happen, because this one has got me a little puzzled, and because the lace thing is such a situation for me, I'm going to undo this one because I need a big paper clip and put it on there. And I'm going to leave that till tomorrow when we're doing lace to play with. Okay, let's get this one. Maybe it's just too much color, too much different purples. So let's do that. And maybe I'll put that away. I like this. My throat gets so dry nowadays. Ever since COVID, my throat gets so very dry. That piece just kind of popped out. Just grabbing some little pieces I see. Ugh. Do I not have that much music? I don't think I do. And there's some pieces as I'm seeing it, I'm thinking of showing it, so that's why. Maybe this one. No. Sometimes it's hard to use the edges because I don't get enough music in it. That sounds... I tell you, I make good clusters, but I can sometimes really overthink them really badly. Really, really badly. What I don't like is I'm seeing some black in there. Ink. To keep track of the time, because I got to remember that I need a few minutes at the end to tell you about a bit of a surprise. I haven't uploaded it yet because I don't want anybody to go there till they watch the video. I guess it's kind of a sneaky way to get my videos up. I'm all cozy. This is the only problem. I was going to put a clock. We're at 39 minutes already. Can you imagine? Oh, that's because I did a lot of explaining. Because I knew these ones, we could make quite a few of them, and I already had quite a few of these bases. So that's why I wanted to explain what was all going to happen this week. I love using a stapler, guys. I love it so much more. And it's also because if I go to use the cluster and I need to change it up a bit, it leaves me able to change it up a little bit more. You know what it is? Maybe I need to do this. Maybe I'll go this way. But I like that purple paper much more. But it's because it's got two, each of them have very straight edges. So maybe I need to take one. Maybe what I need to do is take some of that. And I'm trying to do it very, very thinly. Because I don't want to take much of the paper away. But it's too square. And I think that's why it's just... there we go. We'll just leave it like that. Oh, wrong end, Christina. Do you think we need something else under there? We're kind of losing that music page. See, I'm almost thinking that's still... because I started doing... Before I never did use lace because I didn't have a lot of it. When I started using lace, sometimes it's the only way I see a cluster now. But I think this is fine. I'm going to not overthink. Staple. Staple. Okay, now many of you probably have some very narrow ones like this. These are really nice too. Don't, just because they're thinner, because what I sometimes like these for needs to be a little wider than that one. I don't want to put it over top of the music. The music one I think is going to be the one to the top. Maybe it's just need to find, that's too wide. Okay, I do like that, but I want, to keep it semi-thin. Do I have another thin piece in here somewhere? Maybe this. Because sometimes with the thin pieces, what is nice is to... Oh, my eyes are itchy. Been itchy for days. Okay, let's ink the background because it needs ink. Because these are great for the bottom of a page or just a small one on the side. Say a journaling page that you want to leave a blank, but you want a little something on that page, but you don't want to lose much writing spice. Writing spice. That came out really funky. These also are great to add your lace into them as well. And I think I want one more in the background. And believe it or not, I want a piece. Oh, I know what I want. I forgot about this one. This is different fibers and like envelopes and tissue paper, different things. And I want this paper bag. Paper bag. Paper bag. There we go. And yes, I want it pretty much straight like that. There we go. And the good thing about this one, and this is sometimes why I don't embellish it, because what happens if I decide I want something on a bottom of a page or a side of a page? Again. And again, this can be added. I keep telling you guys, if I decided I wanted this as a tuck on the side of a page, I could add, not this one because it's shiny, cardstock, or even, like a little wider if I wanted to, and I could turn it into a tuck spot. Or I could put it in the middle and it could be a pocket at the bottom. And depending on where you're putting it, depends on how you're going to embellish it, right? So, see, it looks really good with that back color. So if I wanted to, I'm just going to trim it to show, even though this is perfect tag shape. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm going to cut it quickly so I don't change my mind. I could do that. Could be a small pocket at the bottom of a journal. Could be a side, even still lots of writing. We'll look at that further when we show how to use it. So that's something. I'm not adding that now, but that's just to show you. So that's another one. We're at 5, guys. That's because I'm doing too much talking. I would get more done if I stopped yammering. So since we have this out, let's go ahead and we'll take this and we're going to use it. Music page back here. I'm going to use that one up. Oh boy, my eye is really itching me. Itching. See, this is what I mean. Like, I'll have several pieces, and as I'm looking through, I'll add them in as I go. I'm looking for something to add into that. I gotta finish that. Oh, that's because it needs to be finished being embellished. I was deciding if I liked that item on it. This is sometimes what I drive myself crazy looking for the right paper. But if I do this, I get more actually done. And I still have this that I'm still trying to work in. Maybe. Oh, some reason that really goes well there. But I don't like the music paper over, but I like that. I like that a lot. But again, I want something, some packaging. You never know. And I wished I could find more of this. I made it too small. I don't even know where I got this from. Let's see if I made it a bit bigger this time. There we go. Staple. There's another one done. See, different textures. That'd be good if for kind of a steampunk one. And I'm liking this. Just think I want one more piece behind it. Got it all too straight. Don't you think, guys? It's all too straight. Too straight. Let's angle some of it, straighten some of it. Okay, that's not flowing for me. Was it flowing this way better for me? This might be one of those pieces. It's that piece. It's just that piece that's just not doing it for me. Just not doing it for me. Oh, I kind of want to have that in the paper, and I keep saving it for that reason. There we go. I'm going to not think about it anymore. I'm just going to ink it up. I'm cheating on my inking there, guys. I'm probably shaking the camera. I'm sorry because I'm inking so hard. I got to tighten my camera again. Not right now, because usually when I tighten it, I knock it off. Because just I want to really, and nothing wrong with scrumpling it to make it look a little rougher. There we go. I'm not overthinking anymore. I'm quickly stapling it, guys. There we go. Done. Probably bored now with these. This is a really nice paper. Really nice. That might make a nice long one. Perfect. Let's ink this up. I know where it. As you can see, on average, it's 3, sometimes 4 papers that I put together. Lace ones, I get a little thicker sometimes depending. And then again, when I go to put in the journal and I feel like it needs just something to bulk it up some more, I'll just pull out that staple, add to it. I'm not using much color, am I? I'm really using the neutrals a lot. Let's see what we can pull in out of my colored paper over here. Let's pull that and try to use that in something because I really like that paper. Whoa, I'm caught on something. This is a good time when changing where you square it up and use it in different ways. Now I'm going to take and I'm just going to trim that off. There we go. And we might still. Now I feel like I colored that too much. Let me see if once I ink this up. I'm using too much of that pretty paper. Like I said, sometimes I have a hard time because I don't want to, I love all the paper and what it looks like, and I don't want to cover it up. And that's the terrible thing. This is, I'm going back to this. I don't want to use that in there. Just don't. It's just not working for me. I'm going to move this for a second. I think I found, I have a scrap. Oh, I just knocked a scrap flying. Here. Going back to the angles. There we go. Done. Clipping. Done. Clipping. Like I told you, sometimes you just have to stop yourself. Stop, stop, stop. These I don't throw out either. As you can see, I have quite a few little, I think all the little pieces are on the bottom here. What is that? That is stuck to my finger. I'm just going to lightly, because I keep showing really big ones, and I make a lot of little ones. I love little ones. And I'm not going to tell you how I like to use them, because I'm going to show you in a video. Spot. I'm digging into my little pieces. Gotta go back up into the camera. I forgot to check, so I do hope this video. I'm starving. I should have eaten before I started this. what happens if I age this up. Again, this might do good. It's really thick though, because it's got really heavy papers. Don't, even if you got scraps of vellum, what I don't have is a lot of script. That's what I keep looking for, is script paper. And I used it up the other day on something. Sometimes you see it, like the reason I leave a lot, because sometimes you see something else sitting there and it kind of just sings out to you, if that makes sense. This is going to be tricky. I don't know why I want to show that so much, but I do. I think I need dark. I don't know. Didn't sing out well enough. It's going back. I'm overthinking things, guys. I'm killing myself here. I'm overthinking. And I watch ladies and they just throw it together like nothing. But I am terrible about coordinating and things matching. Like, I have a hard time matching patterns because I've always been someone who loved patterns to really go with each other. It's just a silly person I am. Where did it go? Here it is. I'm trying to keep remembering to put my hands up. Okay, we better check the time, guys. We better check the time, because I think time is ticking on us. Okay, I'm not going to think that one anymore. That's how it's going.